Welcome in on this Friday. Take a look at this video. Now, exactly 2 months after the devastating wildfires in Maui that killed 98 people and destroyed most of the historic town of Lahaina, West Maui will begin reopening to tourism this upcoming Sunday. And many on the island are hopeful that visitors will return, like you can see here on your screen, respectfully spend money and help the community continue its road to recovery. So with all of that being said, I do want to turn things over to AAA spokesperson Doug Shoup, who joins us live from Maui. And you can see that beautiful scenery just behind him. How's it going, Doug?
Aloha. It's absolutely a beautiful start to the day here. Beautiful morning here in Maui. As you mentioned, the fires 2 months ago really have wreaked havoc here economically on this island. That's in addition to the tragic loss of 98 lives and so much property destroyed. Economists here at the University of Hawaii estimate that the drop in visitors since the fires of about 75% has led to an economic loss of $13 million every day to the island of Maui. And so now with the reopening of West Maui beginning this coming Sunday, many of the locals here and the residents and the business owners are ready to welcome visitors back with open arms.
And behind you, I do want to focus on the scenery there. It looks beautiful and it looks picture perfect, but how is it being there on the ground? What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, what's interesting is as soon as I arrived and landed at the airport here in Maui, I saw thousands of cars that were just parked in grass lots near the airport. Those were rental vehicles that had not been rented out because of the lack of visitors. So they had nowhere to put those vehicles other than these lots near the airport. Driving around, you definitely notice there are less people at the airport, less people on the beaches. There are some business owners, when the fires happened in Lahaina, it caused a ripple effect all across the island, even in parts of Maui that were not directly hit by the fires. They lost, business visitors. And so some of them had to temporarily close. The good news is they are opening again as West Maui begins that phased reopening this Sunday. And so certainly there are definitely signs that things are improving, but it will take a while to get back up there. And that's what the locals are hoping for, is a gradual increase in visitors to help them get back on their feet.
And as we take a look at this video, you mentioned that things are improving. So that's a good sign there. And you're there. And I know a lot of people, as they look ahead to the holiday season and just during the fall season, they plan on traveling. So what do they need to know if they plan on visiting Maui this upcoming season?
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because all across the island here, there's that phrase, Maui strong. This is such a resilient community, just wonderful people here. But as visitors, we need to remember that this is still a community in mourning. So we don't want to say inappropriate remarks. We don't want to ask the locals, did you lose anybody in the fire? Did you lose a home in the fire? It's just too raw for them. So, come out here, buy local, shop local, eat local, tip really well, help the folks out here get back on their feet. Don't take any photos or videos of destroyed property or people that might be having a moment of sorrow. Obey the law enforcement orders to stay away from Lahaina, which of course is the historic town that was nearly completely destroyed in the fire. It will remain closed until further notice. Another idea, work with a AAA travel advisor. They're going to be able to help you know which resorts are opening during that phased opening that starts Sunday. Another idea, consider volunteering. Maybe you're out here with the kids. There's a great resource, Hands on Maui. If you Google that, it's the County of Maui's Volunteer Center. Maybe you come out here and volunteer for a day with the kids to help show them how communities can come together in the aftermath of a tragedy to help one another out. I spoke with a woman here. I'm at the Grand Wailea here in South Maui, a beautiful resort, as you can tell, 40 acres of lush landscaping, pools and fountains. But I asked one of the employees here, I'm like, what's the most important message you want to get out to potential and future visitors? And she said, come with aloha, meaning come with a positive attitude.
I love that. And I was actually just getting ready to ask you, what are people saying to you? But just to keep that positive mindset, knowing what they've been through just in the past few weeks. So thank you so much for adding that on to the conversation. But I also just want to ask you, how else can people help if they plan on visiting? You talk about bringing children to donate and to really lend a helping hand, but how else can they help the community?
Yeah, well, spending time obviously is going to be crucial for so many of the people here. Volunteering to help do so many things that's still needed here on the island. But also there are so many different groups that are helping with financial donations as well. The United Way, the American Red Cross. So maybe doing a little research to figure out how you can help, whether it be through financial donations or through volunteering your time. I can tell you that the people here, there has been some, excitement about people coming back, but there's also been some nervousness because, it is a very recent event and it's still raw for a lot of people. But I can tell you the Hawaiian people that I've spoken with, they're just amazing spirits. They are, they love to have visitors come here, but they just want people to understand that they're still in a very sensitive time. So come out, spend money, don't cancel plans. Don't postpone plans. Come on out here, but just remember to be respectful.
And helping can go a long way just as far as booking a ticket to Maui during this time. Doug, before I let you go, once again, if you can touch on what areas are opening this upcoming Sunday.
Happy to. Yeah, it's the West Maui area is beginning a phased reopening. So West Maui will start opening some of the resorts this Sunday. Then they're going to wait and see how that goes. And then they'll move on to phase 2 and open up a little bit more, see how that goes. And then they'll move on to phase 3 and see how that goes until they're fully reopened. But there's no date for the phase 2 and phase 3 reopenings yet. It's going to be a gradual approach. What happened is after the wildfires, people thought the entire island was closed. So they canceled trips to Maui, even if they were staying in North Maui or East Maui or here in South Maui where I am. And that's what's caused such a, devastating economic impact to this island as well. Even AAA booking data from across the country shows that bookings to Maui are down like 50% since those wildfires. So just knowing that it's a gradual opening in West Maui, but still there's a huge island, other areas that are still open. There's still snorkeling excursions and still boating excursions and fishing. And of course, this winter will be the whale watching tours, kayaking going on out here in the ocean. It's absolutely a beautiful place. And so remember that the Lahaina area will remain closed for the immediate future, but West Maui is beginning to reopen Sunday, and the rest of the island is already open and ready to welcome visitors back.
Really working to rebuild that community. Thank you so much, Doug. I do want to take one final look at this video you can see here on your screen, just to remind you that there will be phases of reopening Maui in the coming weeks, but it does start this Sunday, so keep that in mind. And just also keep in mind that there is a loss of at least $13 million each day to Maui's economy. Now, if you joined this live stream pretty late, don't worry. We will have so much more coming up from Doug during our 4 p.m. newscast, so be sure to stay tuned in for that.